Welcome to the Intuitive Hour with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
Have you ever dreamt about someone you haven't seen in years and then suddenly they reach out and contact you? Or perhaps you see symbols or events in your dreams only to find that they happen in real life hours to days or weeks later. Welcome everyone. This is an exciting topic today. Dreams, precognitive dreams, meaning the powerful psychic phenomenon of dreams that tell the future. Welcome. I love this topic. Let's dive right in and take a look at what's really going on here. So these dreams, they're not just coincidences. They are precognitive dreams, where your subconscious tunes into future events through the lens of energy and emotion. So this amazing ability to sense the future, to tune into future events while we're sleeping, these dreams feel different. They are more vivid, emotionally charged, and deeply resonant. That's how you'll know them. Quite often, people report remembering these precognitive dreams more clearly than they do other dreams. They stand out. That's because your subconscious knows when a dream carries real meaning. So, when you or someone you know has a dream that seems to linger or feels like it must have some sort of meaning, it most likely does. Pay attention. So during sleep, especially in those REM cycles, that will typically happen later in the morning, the last few hours of sleep, the brain becomes more receptive to information from the higher self and universal energy. This quiet mental state allows future impressions to slip in, if you will. And often it's symbolic. It's not that the future is set in stone, but rather that your energy senses a likely outcome. So not every dream is precognitive. However, there's a few specific traits that make this one stand out. You'll notice vivid imagery and a deep emotional impact. It holds your attention. I mentioned a little bit on this a moment ago. Also, events or conversations that later unfold do so almost exactly. Pay attention also to that recurring dream that has strong feelings of perhaps a déjà vu. This is also letting you know you might be having a precognitive dream. Then also you'll notice that there's an unusual clarity or crispness where you wake up knowing that this dream meant something. You really want to dive into the dream that you feel any of these characteristics or traits surrounding. You might even wake up with a physical sensation, like chills, tears, or an overwhelming feeling of urgency. This is your energy reacting to the truth embedded in the dream. So let's talk about precognitive dreams and telepathy. Love is telepathic, by the way. And when it comes to dreams precognition, there's often a strong emotional component, right? As we've talked about. And when love is involved, the connection, the energy connection is even deeper. Love is telepathic, especially between family members, soulmates, or close emotional bonds, kindred spirits, close friends. In dreams, you might connect with someone you love and pick up on their emotional state, even if they are far away. For instance, you dream your best friend is sad or ill. Later, you find out they were struggling that exact day. Or you see a romantic partner in a troubling situation only to find they've been keeping something from you. You're feeling that energy. These dreams don't just reflect your fears, by the way, they're often telepathic impressions received through this love. So be mindful, everyone. Love opens your psychic channel, your intuitive energy, and it enhances your ability to receive emotional information through dreams. All right, let's talk a little bit about dream precognition and how it relates to energy colors and what this means. One of the most fascinating tools for interpreting precognitive dreams is actually through energy colors. These colors don't always appear as objects, by the way. They often tint the entire dream scene or highlight specific symbols. So pay attention for those moments in your dream. And with that, let's talk a little bit about what these colors mean when you see them. Blue is indicating spiritual insight and truth. Dreams with strong blue tones or hues often signal clear intuitive message. So really tune into this dream and what's happening there in terms of insight and downloads you're getting from your higher self for guidance. Red is a sign of urgency, as we might expect. It can also mean danger, but it can also mean passion. So you have to apply the color, again, to your intuition and your own deep sense about it, but also what's happening in the dream. Red in a precognitive dream could be warning, or it could be pushing you to act. Green often represents healing, love, or heart-centered messages. It often appears in dreams about relationships or recovery. Purple, one of the most highest vibration colors there is, suggests divine communication. Some kind of deeper, higher communication is happening here or needing to happen. If a dream feels mystical, and perhaps it's infused with purple hue of some kind, trust that it's from a higher source. Certainly a guidance dream giving you insight. Gold or white symbolizes divine protection or awakening. If you're going through a major chapter change in life, a move, a job change, perhaps even loss of a loved one, you are often moving into what we call a spiritual transformation, an awakening. These experiences in life move us forward. So these dreams often carry a strong sense of peace and knowing. Gray or black, this might reflect unknown outcomes or emotional heaviness. This might be the dream guiding you to just slow down a little, be cautious, make wise choices, seek clarity in your waking life. These energy colors, everyone, give us emotional, intuitive context to the dream. They help us determine if what we're seeing was symbolic or literal, urgent or peaceful, personal or collective. So really tune into those colors that you see in your dream. So precognitive dreams are not just myths or rare occurrences. Every day people experience them. You just have to set an intention. Open the door to them. Invite this learning in. How to strengthen your dreams. How to tune into the precognition ability in your dreams. Let's talk about that. absolutely you can increase the frequency and accuracy of precognitive dreams by training your mind and tuning your energy. It's that simple. As I mentioned, set an intention. First and foremost, before sleeping, say something like, I'm open to receiving psychic information in my dreams. You can create your own simple, concise sentence, but set an intention through that sentence of welcoming this in. This primes your subconscious. It says hello to your subconscious. Here's what we're doing next. And your subconscious must listen. Keep a dream journal as soon as you wake. I highly recommend writing everything down, even if it's fragmented. Major symbols that stand out, colors, as we know, emotions that come forward, anything that stands forward strongly, patterns and symbols. Over time, you might see repeats of particular symbols, so certainly jot this down. Keep that dream journal and come back to it. You may not know the meaning of a symbol or a color or an emotion in that moment, but you write it down and come back to it later, and those aha moments come as you go forward. Meditation daily, as we know, so important. This is where we can quiet that clutter in our left brains, that mind thought and chatter that distracts us from receiving and opening to this higher vibration information. Quieting your mind during the day helps you receive clear dreams at night. Meditation also raises your vibration and enhances dream clarity. Number 4, focus on emotional energy. We talked a little bit about this. Pay close attention to how you feel in the dream. Emotions often carry more meaning than visuals or symbols or colors, and it can alert you to the telepathic or future-based connections. And then last, everyone, notice that repetition. I talked about repeating patterns a moment ago. Really tune into that anywhere in the dream. If the same dream, though, as well, not just the symbol, but the same dream, look for both, keeps returning, the same color, your subconscious is alerting you to a message. That repetition is significant, and it very well may be tied to a future event. So you might be wondering here, and how do I tell the difference between a normal dream and a precognitive one? Well, that would be an absolutely wonderful question. Let's talk about that. Here are a few signs. Your precognitive dreams feel intensely real. They are vivid and alive. It's as if they were real and happened. Now, they don't have to be that, but often they are. Next, this dream will include specific details you don't usually dream about. It's different in terms of specifics and details and colors, names, symbols, places. So really look for out-of-the-norm specifics. This dream will also carry an emotional weight, right? We talked about emotion being important, but what this dream will do is it will linger with you all day or into the next day, perhaps the next week. That's your clue that this is a dream of relevance when you hold on to that emotional charge from it at length. And then last, you often just know the dream meant something. You just have an internal sense, a knowing. We actually call that claircognizance, by the way, clear knowing. We often call a gut sense. But you just had that feeling that the dream did indeed mean something significant. Trust that moment when you have it. Meanwhile, those regular dreams, though very important, They are called processing dreams and super important to our mental health and wellness. But the regular dreams that are not precognitive tend to be more random, chaotic, abstract, rooted in daily stress perhaps. They usually fade quickly upon waking, so you're not going to take them with you throughout your day. They don't linger there with you in your subconscious. Also, a moment more here on love in the dream and the power of it. I just want to remind you that love is telepathic and the dream state is a powerful channel for these messages. You very well may experience then dreaming of a loved one before they call or visit. You might feel their emotions, even if unspoken. You might also receive messages from loved ones who have passed on. Keep in mind, they may not come in their physical form to you. They may come in symbols. They may come through song, through someone else, through an affinity location or event or memory that you had with them. But you'll notice the love in the dream that takes you to a place that you're certain was them. When your heart is involved, your intuitive and psychic senses amplify. This is why dreams involving people you love are often the most powerful precognitive experiences of all. All right, everyone, final thoughts here on dreams, about precognition and telling the future. You know, there's a reason your dreams feel so real. There's a reason you wake up with a strong emotion, vision, or certainty that something is about to happen. Dream precognition is not just a gift for the rare few. It's a natural ability you can access, you can understand, and you can develop. By learning to read energy colors, trusting that love is telepathic, opening to symbols, feeling emotion, listening to that and keeping track of your dream messages, you will begin to see that your intuition was right all along. Your dreams are messages. They are mirrors. And most of all, they are our guides. Start listening. I hope you will. All right, everyone. What a wonderful episode. Thank you for being with me again today. I look forward to connecting again next week.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Intuitive Hour, please consider following, rating, and reviewing the podcast at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You're welcome to access Michelle's free controlled remote viewing exercise that will empower you to uncover answers to your burning questions about lost objects, events, or people in the past, present, or future. Visit michellebeltran.com to access this free offering and rediscover what was once lost.